Bella raga, che devo dire, io sono ACS, siamo qui con un nuovo episodio su Forza. Sì, su Forza Horizon. Parliamo di Forza Horizon 6 di nuovo, perché, allora, questi due video li avevo già fatti. Li avevo già fatti perché, li avevo già registrati appena erano usciti, dico, cazzo, boh, ho dei giorni liberi, non, a parte fare altre cose, posso dedicarmi un po' di tempo anche a questo. Registro. No! L'audio mi si è sfanculato. Non so perché, ma mi si era sfanculato l'audio del microfono. L'ho sistemato alla fine. Proprio. Non so perché di solito non lo segna. Lo sto guardando anche adesso le impostazioni. E mi insegna. Me lo segna sempre. E che stiamo parlando di così. Non sarà proprio più una reaction spontanea, però vorrei comunque dire sempre la mia perché fare il video come ho fatto con gli ultimi due news, gli ultimi due video su Horizon, su Horizon 6, che vabbè, nessuno è importante, su Horizon 6, quello dedicato alla campagna, quello dedicato a quando un mese dall'uscita non c'era più news, quando avevo fatto il 22 febbraio. Sì, sono belli, sono anche lunghi, però preferisco che guardate anche con i sottotitoli in italiano. I creatori del gioco cosa dicono? Che magari io potrei dire qualcosa di sbagliato o dimenticarmi qualcosa e potrei non segnalarlo nel video in cui lo faccio. Quindi preferisco dire questo. Un'unica cosa che devo dirvi prima dei video che facciamo e poi ne parliamo anche è che una news al di fuori di questi due video si tratta dei club. I club su Horizon 6 non ci saranno più, non sotto forma come in Horizon 5 e in Horizon 4. Perché? Perché Xbox sta togliendo la funzione dei club dall'Xbox Home, Xbox Home, Xbox Options lì. Non so, non mi ricordo perché, però è uscita questa notizia che lo tolgono. Quindi, con un futuro aggiornamento, il prossimo di Horizon 5, il prossimo di Horizon 4, i club saranno cancellati. Proprio l'opzione del club ti dirà come se fossi offline, roba del genere, o come quando il gioco non è più nello store dell'Xbox. Quindi forse in Horizon 6, questa è una mia ipotesi, lo ripeto, ci si tornerà nei club come in Horizon 2 e Horizon 3 in cui si creeranno dei club nel gioco, all'interno del gioco con totti o di persone o si mette una limitazione illimitata, infinita di persone in cui possono entrare nel club. E niente, sarà così, dovranno spiegarlo più avanti, però spero che lo faranno. Intanto partiamo subito con i video che adesso vi faccio vedere. Col primo video, Time Tracks,
Kind
Drag
of create an
Race e vai
estate where they
driving.
make their own world or their garage and they can find a space. So there's so many different
Metto
behaviors
il
of these
volume un po' per
players, and
me.
if they can find a home there, that really is, I think, a
Questa è
good state for
un'anteprima
us to
ragazzi,
be.
tranquilli. E adesso inizierà l'intervista.
Playground Games has previously discussed its tweaked approach to the core campaign of Forza Horizon 6, which discards the concept of arriving at the Horizon Festival as an established superstar. In Forza Horizon 6, you will find yourself in Japan as a tourist, with no initial association with the Horizon Festival. It'll only be as you successfully complete the qualifying events that you'll earn a wristband to enter the big show as an accredited festival racer.
Il ritorno dei braccialetti per me è una figata, perché mi ricorda un po' i tempi di Horizon 2 quando tu sbloccavi il braccialetto. No, mi ricorda quei bei tempi di Horizon 2. Mi sa che qua giocheranno col fatto nostalgia.
What's set to follow will be a much more curated racing experience, graduating through the car classes via the Horizon Festival's coloured wristband tiers, which have been inspired by the very first Forza Horizon game. As a result, Forza Horizon 6's highest car classes will be off limits within the confines of the festival's event structure until much later
Quanto
in
cazzo è
the
bella la
game.
connettività
The
IPR.
idea here, it seems, is a more overt and potentially more rewarding sense of progression. What appears to have made these changes to the campaign flow possible without compromising the freedom the Forza Horizon series regards as a core pillar of its identity are the ways in which Forza Horizon 6 will go about rewarding play elsewhere.
on the one hand, I think it comes down to this desire to have things that are just organically in the world as you drive around. Those obviously can be vistas that you can see or cool bits of road that you can encounter, but connecting them to gameplay systems was really important because that creates more engaging experiences. So I think one answer for it is from that point of view, make things that you discover that are playable just in the world, where you reduce the friction, you make it easier to do something together with other people.
The something that I'm demonstrated today is Forza Horizon 6's new time attack driving.
Hanno svelato la
Time attack is a brand new
KTM,
feature for Forza Horizon 6. It's a shared world
4,
feature
se non sbaglio,
where
la
it's all about
GTX.
getting the fastest lap times possible on these
Ce l'ha
incredible
con
class 3
2000.
circuits across our map, and they're kind of quite varied. You might have an off-road one, you might have a track focus one, and really it is at its core you're setting a lap time and then trying to beat that every time, and we have splits that kind of show you're getting faster or slower, and every time you do a lap you get credits and XP as well. And that's kind of the solo experience, and there's kind of a loop where you can just hot lap for as long as you want, but really it's a place where we've seen other players gather. It's a place of activity. I kind of go back to that shared world energy that you get from real players. This is kind of a hot spot where you'll find other players who are also hot lapping. If you want to take that even higher, we also have these in-world leaderboards that track the best times across the community, and that is filtered to your PI class, and these are actually grounded in-world leaderboards. You'll see the top 3 times across the community at your PI. You'll see your time, so you'll always see your name, you'll always see your car with your
Bella, però
livery
gli eventi
and where
sono
you
contento che
rank
c'è in
on that
Horizon.
leaderboard, and you can also see your rival as well. And the way that rival system works is it will always prioritize your friends. So you might be driving past, and then you can see that one of your friends has actually topped your score, and that's a really, all within the world, you just see my friends there and they're ahead of me, and then you can go in and try and beat them. It's a system that when we put it in the game, we've just continually built upon it and got it to where it is now. The moment we put time attack in and had something tracking your lap time, we knew we were onto something. Then we started adding deltas of your lap time. Then we started adding splits. Then we started adding the combo. And we've developed this feature to be something that we're really, really excited for players.
Engaging with time attacks in Forza Horizon 6 is a completely seamless experience. You don't need to drive to a mark. 6 is a completely seamless experience.
Ah no, vede soltanto che quella è la terza auto, una Mitsubishi Lancer del 2004, ok. MR. Dovrebbe essere l'ottava se non sbaglio. Se non era quella del
You
2004.
don't need to drive to a marker in the world, activate it and get loaded into...
Allora, le robe qua, per le icone per la partecipazione agli eventi mi ricordano un botto con gli Horizon 3, semplicemente che qui, vabbè, ovviamente fanno la differenza tra, questa è una gara per le autostradali, poi ci sono le gare clandestine, le gare off-road, le gare, quelle più sullo sterrato, più che vai immersi nelle montagne. Così, però l'icona così mi ricorda un botto con gli Horizon 3. No, mi ricordano così a me, poi non so.
A lobby. You just drive out to one of the map's permanent race circuits,
Le icone
drive
5
into the
la sappiamo
precinct
già che c'è.
itself, and then drive onto the track. At that point, you're racing.
No, controllo se sto registrando, sì. Sto registrando.
We've also got a time attack circuit on Legend Island, and it's incredible. So as you work your way through the campaign to become a Horizon Legend, you have access to this brand new area, and there's a fantastic time attack circuit on there. So I'm really excited to see what we'll do on that.
Finding organic ways to reward players for things they were already doing was a key driver behind the addition of time attack.
Horizon is a game that means a lot to many people, and it means different things to different people. There are people who really clean technical racing is everything, and you have people who just want to drive around, you have people who want to build, or people who want to take photos. There are many people and many different ways to play an Horizon game, and in previous games we've kind of moved
Quanto cazzo era
to
bello,
a
Horizon 4
broader
era
kind
bello.
of campaign that says whatever you do will progress you. And for this game we
Oh,
wanted
Madonna!
to be able to lean into that in a way that was very much
Così non deve far uscire la
by
sbarra
where
rossa.
you drove. If you could find it, it was a thing, you could do it. If you can find a street race somewhere in Tokyo City, you can do that street race immediately. There's no gating to it. And because we had that freedom, because you could just drive
Ho
off
solo toccato la
and take some
scrivania.
photos or drive off and do one of the Horizon stories, that meant that we had a full progression system that afforded those players a way to play the game. It meant that we could then say, okay, what if Horizon Festival races actually were gated by progression? What if you had to use C-class cars and B-class cars and then A-class before you could get a chance to use your S1s, your S2s, or your Rs? You had to move up through the ranks. Because we had the ability to say, look, if all you want to do is vibe drive, the game will absolutely let you do that and reward you for doing that and give you progression for doing that. It meant that we could apply more structure to the festival's fantasy in the world.
The way it works with the campaign as well, these cars, let's say you're at the B-class wristband. If you've got an S1, you can still take that round in the free roam world. You can still take that to the shared world experiences that we've
street
got.
races.
Take it to street races, time attack. But when you go into the sort of the Horizon Festival wristband campaign, that's when the restrictions come in.
The really nice thing about it is that it speaks to something that players do anyway.
Yeah.
Much like the drag meets feature, we know that players love synchronized drag lights. They love to see whose car is fastest. And by finding ways to just light touch roll in systems that can make that a more rewarding thing to do, it feels like instead of saying to players, no, come little friend, we must go and do this now.
Da me sta piovendo
It's more
un
like, hey,
fottio
doing the things
adesso.
that you're already doing.
Porca
And there are
troia.
these systems that come
Sembra
into place
benissimo,
to,
raga, fra la prossima
to
settimana
make
c'è la primavera,
that,
ricordatevelo.
a more rewarding experience.
Ok?
We're not shown a demo of Forza Horizon 6's open world drag racing in action, but the team reports it will function in the same way as the time attack.
Mi sa che ne parlerò un po'
Like
più
time attack,
avanti.
it's all in the shared world, so you're not loading out, you're not matchmaking. We have 3 drag strips in our world, and all of them have a grid at the start, and it's got synchronized lights for every player across the community. So it's something people wanted from Horizon 4. We brought it back, synchronized lights. You can rock up to a grid. You can kind of ready up and say, I want a drag race, drag meet. That will kind of put you in your grid, and then you just wait for the green light. So at that point, you can kind of hold the brake and kind of get your throttle up. And then as soon as that light goes green, if you pull off, you get thrown into a drag meet. It tracks your time. Similar to time attack, you'll get credits and XP every time. You make your way back and you go again. They also have the same in-world leaderboard tech as well. So you'll see the best drag racers in the community. You'll see your time, you'll see your rivals. The great thing about those in-world leaderboards for time attack and drag meets is they reset each week. So there's a new routine that players can have where every time the season changes, you can go and put your name up in the board again.
Speaking to the specifics of it, it's the same kind of foundational experience with a time attack circuit. You go through a gantry, and that is kind of the notional start. For drag meets, there is this grid at the start of the run, and the 3 different drag meets are of different lengths. But you drive up to that, and there's a prompt to ready up. What that does basically is it puts your car into the grid. With wheels to the front of it, so that you kind of avoid that kind of slightly graceless edge forward, edge back, edge forward, edge back. And obviously there are games that might make more of that, but really our focus was get it to be as simple as possible. So you roll up, there's an X prompt, you press it, your car snaps into the grid, and now you're looking at that countdown: 3, 2, 1. Launch control, go. If you jump start, you jump start. Got to go again. So don't jump start. But it was an attempt to take something that is quite technical and find a way to just integrate that as neatly as possible into the world.
And it's inspired by what we see players doing. As we saw it in 4, we saw it in 5, where people were using car horns or Forza Link lines. When we added Event Lab Island, people were doing...
Con la roba dell'Event Lab, raga, con Horizon 5 hanno fatto un devasto loro. Proprio hanno fatto di tutto, cioè... Puoi crearti qualsiasi cosa, così possono anche loro prendere ispirazione dai giocatori, che è una cosa molto fondamentale per un gioco. Ed è un bel approccio, anche stato un bel approccio alla community, per dire... Già, non soltanto scrivere nel forum del gioco, ma proprio creare qualcosa, ecco. Io faccio cagare, quindi, il creare delle cose.
Almost impromptu drag meets there as well, and it's seeing what players are doing and going, actually we can create a feature here in a system that kind of is inspired by that, but we can, I say, make it approachable. You just press an X button and you're ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, we're very iterative in the way that we look at features like this, and we sometimes experiment with things that are adjacent to it in previous games, but I think as we built these features out, we realized that there was this entire way to think about free roam as a place that was just full of things that you could do, and encourage players to do it.
There's another layer to the open world experiences of Forza Horizon 6, and that's the game's new link skill system. Forza Horizon fans are no doubt very familiar with the skill point system and how it's tied into earning and unlocking car perks, multipliers, bonuses, and even exclusive cars. This time around, however, you'll get a buff on skill points by earning the same skills as other nearby players at the same time.
Our skill system touches everything you do. If you smash through a gate, you get a wrecker skill, you kind of go faster, and it's a really compelling loop as you just vibe drive and drive around in that game. And we wanted to create multiplayer experiences from our skill system. So with link skills, if you perform the same skill with someone else, you get rewarded with a link version of that. So if I'm tandem drifting with Torben, we get a link drift. If we're going down the freeway as fast as we can, we get a link speed. And it's such a frictionless way to connect with other players. You're just kind of playing the game near someone else, and just by doing that, you're getting rewarded for it. So we've got these places, Time Attack, Drag Meets, and just the world itself is such a fun place to explore. Tokyo City is incredible as well. As you are around other players and just playing the game, you'll have these kind of soft attractors that reward you for sticking together. And our link skill system is just that. All the way up to, if you do a 12-player barrel roll, you'll get a version of that, and I want to see people do that.
It's fully systemic. It's fully systemic. So yes, there are places where it's more likely to happen, which is why we looked at the Time Attack. You're much more likely to see speed and drift there, but at a danger sign, you go off that danger sign together, you're going to get link air.
Yeah, and drag meets link burnout skills. It's just a really nice way of just rewarding you for being around other people without you really thinking about it.
And I think my design brain tells me that just being told, hey, you did the thing alongside another person, go do it again.
Forza Horizon 6's aftermarket cars are an adjacent concept sprinkled into the open world. They're cars that you'll come across parked up and available for purchase from within the open world itself. As part of today's demo, a customized Honda S2000
Quanto è bella per la nuova Type R, porca
is
c'è
sitting
bella.
near the entry of one of the Time Attack circuits. As players, we'll be able to roll up to the
Mizzica, la Honda Type R è di classe A. La Honda S2000 2003 di classe B. Allora, sta cosa del marketplace, un po' quando la vedi qua nella posizione del luogo, mi ricorda un botto la lista desideri di Horizon 2 e di Horizon 3. Cos'era la lista desideri? La lista desideri era una specie di piccola attività che facevi quando volevi cazzeggiare, andavi per la mappa e dicevi, cazzo, voglio testare quest'auto. Era una sorta di test per vedere un'auto che ti interessava, fare quelle cose lì, vedevi com'era, come sentiva, com'era veloce, così. Poteva essere tantissime sfide, evento velocità, abilità, derapata, in un determinato tempo ovviamente. Poi la lista desideri è stata sostituita dalle storielle in Horizon 4, poi in Horizon 5 e forse anche qua, però il concept così, la visuale così mi ricorda un botto la lista desideri. E un'altra cosa sul marketplace vorrei dire è che spero che non ci sia la sezione del regalo. È stata una carina idea iniziale Horizon 5 di regalare auto, però in un certo senso andava in contrapposizione con il mercato delle aste, perché per esempio se tu magari volevi trovare un'auto durante l'asta e a caso ti veniva regalata da un altro giocatore quell'auto che volevi, era un po' controsenso. Certo, vendere auto sportive migliori sì, ma anche auto che non erano di classe inferiore, che poi le aumentate, è un po' difficile. Non so perché sto facendo così stile rock and roll. Dico così, per me, poi il fatto sta che mm, fatto sta che sì, andava, come ho detto prima, spero che lo tolgono, che poi ho sentito che ci sono stati anche dei problemi, che tipo in Horizon 5 c'era moltissima gente che riceveva quasi tutto il tempo la Porsche Taycan. Non mi ricordo. Però è una feature che poteva essere interessante, aveva una bella idea, però è stata un po' una merda alla fine, ecco. Spero che il marketplace almeno, perché si è visto che
Sitting near the
ho
entry
notato
of
che
one of
l'auto
the
era pure
Time Attack
scontata
circuits,
qua al
as
marketplace.
players will be able to roll up.
Infatti a posto di 94.000 la paghi 61.000. Infatti puoi anche testarla. È una bella idea questa cosa qua per me. Una bellissima idea. Andiamo
To
avanti che
these and
rimangono 3
purchase them,
minuti.
and either send them to our garages or hop behind the wheel immediately.
I mean, we saw this in the footage, in the gameplay that we looked at. You pull up to a time attack circuit and there's a car there that's actually going to be a lot of fun to drive.
Yeah.
And because that system always looks at the kinds of cars that you can afford, the state of your campaign, you're almost always going to see a car that is relevant to the thing you're about to do and that's cheaper than buying it on the auto show. So it's the optimal way to expand your car collection, and you get this benefit of, like, you see the thing in the world, you talk about how it's better than just a piece of UI.
Yeah, there's something about seeing the car in the world, right? And it just looks, there's kind of an allure to
Madonna,
it.
ci piove tanto da
So
me.
yeah, it's great.
For the Playground team, the addition of things like seamless time attack and drag racing in the open world, plus the Link skill system, is an evolution of the shared world Horizon Live feature of Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah, I think when you look back to Horizon 4 and we added our shared world Horizon Life, that completely
Allora,
changed the way
bei tempi
you
con Horizon
experience
4,
Horizon.
bei
And
tempi
with
però.
real players and real people, you get this
Adesso
kind of
spero che ci sia
unexpected,
tanta neve in Horizon 6,
fun and
Horizon
sort
5
of
non
slight
c'era
randomness of
tanta.
real people that you can't recreate anywhere else, and that's an energy that we wanted to just capture and continue to improve on. So with things like time attack and our link skill system, it's really creating systems that draw players together so that we have more of those fun encounters with other players. And we know that a load of players spend their time in this state, in this free roam space of other players. So we knew there's players there we can give features for, and really it was kind of a synergy of, we know there are players in the space and we know we want to draw players together with more systems that encourage you for just driving around and exploring. And I guess the final point as well, the players who are in this space, want to give them more ways for them to earn credits and XP. Like previously, the best way to do that was to kind of go into an event and load out and whatnot, but really now, if you just stay in that space and you're hot lapping on time attack or drag meets, you're earning credits and XP just from doing that. And that was another reason, because then suddenly you have more credits, you can buy more cars, you can buy more aftermarket cars, so your garage gets bigger, and then you start to see the breadth of our driving experiences all within the same space.
Guarda un po' quante NSC
We'll have
ci
plenty
sono.
more on Forza Horizon
Oh,
6 throughout our
okay.
March IGN first, including a deep dive on its Japan-based map and a look at the game's new customization. So for more on Forza Horizon 6 over the coming
Allora, vediamo un po'. KTM, qua vedo la eventi. Qua o è una Veloz 3N o una i30N, due Honda NSX, dietro c'è la Mitsubishi, vediamo un po'.
weeks, stick with IGN.
Si fanno vedere per bene le Hyundai. Ok, questa è una Veloz 3N, sì, è una Veloz 3N. Horizon 6 dedicato che devo rifare. E qua si parla del mondo. Un po', già dico la premessa, so che una settimana fa c'è stato il video gameplay con la sala S7 LML che che hanno mostrato qua su IGN, cosa che io personalmente non ho visto, perché se mi fai vedere 9 minuti di gameplay di esplorazione del mondo, preferisco farlo da solo e godere io stesso, proprio così, dicendo cazzo che figata. Ma se mi fanno vedere gli spezzettoni di gameplay per approfondire una feature che hanno aggiunto all'interno della mappa, a me mi sta bene, perché vorrei anche io capire, almeno avere un po' le basi prima di giocare al gioco, anche se poi forse me le scorderò, però andiamo avanti.
We've known for some time that Forza Horizon 6's Japan is Playground Games' largest and densest map to date. We've known too that Playground Games' version of Tokyo City is set to be the biggest urban space the team has ever made, and 5 times larger than Forza Horizon 5's Guanajuato. Seeing it in person, however, is something else, and obviously extremely exciting. My own first showcase of the game in action featured a beaming red GR-GT, the cover car for Forza Horizon 6,
È una
threading its
bella
way
auto,
from the
ottima
map's southern
scelta.
end to the north, up through
Era
the
anche
outskirts
scontato,
of
però
Tokyo
ottima
City
scelta lo
and
stesso.
onwards towards Japan's Alps. As with all previous Forza Horizon maps, this is not a one-to-one facsimile of any specific chunk of Japan. It's a greatest hits tour that captures the look and spirit of areas from all over the country, all bundled into a single racing sandbox. It is, without doubt, an excellent setting for a Forza Horizon game.
It's one of the first decisions we make. And it's historically one of the toughest decisions to make because, as you say, it informs everything. And there are many components to it that, I mean, Japan has been a location we've wanted to do and it's been on our shortlist for a number of games. But I think this was the first time that we felt that we could take a shot at it. That the fear was healthy rather than an actual panic response.
Yeah, and I guess in terms of, obviously each location offers kind of like new challenges and obviously new gameplay and new experiences, but for this one, Japan had a lot of challenges that we had to kind of figure out and I guess approach and try to solve, and that was kind of one of the things that, at least for myself, intrigued me to kind of like tackle Japan as a location.
One significant rule that the Playground team took specific care to abide by
Sempre
was
bella
the
vedere la
fact that
connessività
simply
per, lo
transplanting
dirò
the
sempre.
Horizon Festival to Japan and dusting their hands couldn't be enough. As highly desired as the location was, it could never be the only thing Forza Horizon 6 brought to the table. Happily, Elliot points out that the location does, in fact, give the team a lot of scope to make new features, which is something he cares deeply about.
A lot of the discussions that we had all the way back in concept for this project were around, is it just Japan? Is it a previous game that is on a new map? And our games are never like that. We always iterate, we always innovate, we always kind of introduce new features and push the game forward. So certainly from a design point of view, we were very careful and very
Suzuki
aware of the fact that we needed to think
la
about this as a game
Mitsubishi Grind
that
come
was set in
auto del
Japan rather
traffico.
than that being almost like a core part of what the game would be. Like, couldn't rely on it being Japan. We wanted this to be, I guess, the most innovative Forza game that we've made, the most exciting game, the game where we push on a bunch of different axes and generate these new features that players have been really excited about.
Yeah.
And it's also in Japan.
And I guess the key thing for us, because Japan comes with so many expectations and I guess everyone has their idea of what Japan is. So obviously we had to look at
Minchia,
those
però la
things like
torre,
Tokyo City,
la
what
Tokyo
they
Town,
expect, and
la
obviously
Tokyo
mountainous
Tower,
roads,
bellissima.
which both offer huge challenges for this road.
Visto qua l'icona delle auto clandestine. È simile a quella del... come fonte è simile a quella delle auto di gare stradali che abbiamo visto prima, il colore ovviamente dedicato alle gare clandestine, che è quello viola.
Which both offer huge challenges for our team technically and gameplay wise. It was those things, and also we have the idea of, I guess, what people expect out of Japan, but it's also trying to find the things that will surprise and delight players, and things that people don't, immediately think of Japan when they say it. And I think, as all Horizons games, that we always look for those in every location we look for, that we choose. And yeah, this for Japan, it's no different. We kind of have those kind of nice surprises, and we've seen it with the footage we've shared so far. People are like, does that exist? Is this for real? And everything it does exist in Japan, which is really exciting.
Entering Tokyo City, I'm taken aback by just how vastly different it is to previous Horizon game urban spaces. This is spectacularly different from Guanajuato and Edinburgh, but that's not necessarily the pleasantly surprising part. Forza Horizon 3's modern and vertical surface paradise is the closest surprising part. Forza Horizon 3's modern...
Ecco, visto? Questo era il font delle gare di Horizon 3. È simile, è ugualissimo, l'hanno ripreso. E adesso l'hanno trasformato così.
and vertical surface paradise is the closest comparison, but the scale of Tokyo
Però è bello qua che la progressione delle strade. Poi guarda sopra che c'è l'autostrada, è passato sotto l'autostrada.
City is immensely more grand. Even skimming around the fringe of the city's heart and escaping via the raised freeway, it's clear that there is so much more to this take on Tokyo City than has been typical of Horizon games. The diversity of Tokyo City stems from the fact that even the city itself, which is regarded as a biome of its own in terms of the overall map, is further divided into 4 districts. First, there are the suburbs. These are quiet and peaceful areas, packed with all the charm of a clean but cluttered, densely populated Japanese urban area. The roads covered in bike lanes and school markings.
No.
Stretch out
Che mica succede poi? Problemi tecnici? Porca troia. Ok. Vai col primo video. Horizon Time Track, Tax, Drag Racing e Vibe Driving. Ok.
So Horizon is a game for everyone, and
sono
I
tutti e due da 16 minuti.
think that answer for me, success is when we find there are just multiple pockets of players engaging in Horizon the way they want to.
Sì, ma...
the players who love that want to play. So there's.
Perché non ci sono sottotitoli?
has previously discussed its tweaked
Ma
approach to
i
the
sottotitoli,
core
porca
campaign of Forza Horizon 6, which discards the concept of arriving at the Horizon Festival as an established superstar. In Forza Horizon 6, you will find yourself in Japan as a tourist, with no initial association with the Horizon Festival. Curated racing rewarding sense as you successfully complete
solo experience, and there's kind of a
No, scusatemi un attimo.
to a broader kind of campaign that says whatever you do will progress you.
Italiano.
And for this game, we wanted to be able to lean into that in a way that was very much driven by where you drove. If you could find it, it was a thing, you could do it. If you can find a street race somewhere in Tokyo City, you can do that street race immediately. There's no gating to it. And because we had that freedom, because you could just drive off and take some photos or drive off and do one of the Horizon stories.
No, non lo so.
It'll only be as you successfully complete the qualifying events that you'll earn.
Non lo so. Penso che ci siano stati. Non so, magari si era fermato così il video. So che adesso che c'erano dei problemi tecnici. Sono andato a controllare. Adesso prendiamo.
The roads covered in bike lanes and school markings stretch out beneath a spaghetti of chaotic cabling. Next, there's Tokyo City's dockyard, which promises to be an extremely popular destination.
Questo per me sarà il primo evento, si farà la nuova eventi di Horizon Rush. Ne hanno approfondito quando ne hanno parlato della campagna, in cui si fa vedere anche la Lamborghini sterrato qua nei trailer così.
Destination for Event Lab creators. This is a large area that appears primarily filled with containers, though the team promises they've placed ramps and elevated pathways around to facilitate the typical over-the-top driving and stunts we associate with the Forza Horizon games. The third district of Tokyo City is the industrial area, which is its own island reached by crossing the iconic rainbow.
Vediamo un po'. Allora, sappiamo che la Mitsubishi Pajero è un'auto da per il traffico, anche la Lance sarà un'auto da traffico. E guarda un po', ci abbiamo 1, 2 Honda E come auto nel traffico. Sarà la prima elettrica. La gamba! Sarà forse la prima elettrica auto che sta nelle auto del traffico qua. E poi guardate, anche qui un'auto sportiva, un'epica come auto del traffico. No, però sarebbe bello. Cazzo, se mettono una Nissan Leaf Nismo come auto del traffico, o una Nissan Leaf normale di penultima generazione, non la cagata SUV, sarebbe bella.
Bridge. The industrial district is also home to Forza Horizon 6's ode to the famous Daikoku parking area, the real-life 24-hour highway rest stop that attracts and hosts a regular stream of the coolest cars in Japan, and has become regarded as the best car park in the world.
Bella, cazzo.
The team confirms this is
Sempre
definitely
bella.
not the only car park in the game either. Apparently, there are a lot more. There's not always a feature tied to them, but alongside the reappearance of petrol stations on the map for the
Dicono che c'è una stazione di benzina. Allora, la prima volta che quando ieri avevo registrato questo video di gameplay dedicato a questi 16 minuti, dissi prima di avviare, proprio prima di avviare il video da zero, dissi: cazzo, spero che mettono le stazioni di benzina in cui possiamo fare benzina con le auto, perché se hanno aggiunto la possibilità di farla nei pit stop, oltre a cambiare pneumatici, cerchioni, così, e anche per dire un po' sistemarla la macchina, c'era l'opzione di mettere la benzina, perché diceva guarda, tipo, con questo pieno ti fai un tot di giri. Qua potresti dire o ti fai con questo pieno un tot di chilometri, così, perché possono essere anche usati le benzine come punti di incontro per gli amici, così, di auto, così, perché di solito anche i benzine sono sempre usate come punti di incontro. Però spero che si può fare il pieno. E un'altra cosa che spero che ci saranno, questi scontati sicuramente, perché li avranno presi dai giocatori, dai creator che l'hanno fatto, i parcheggi multipiani, perché non soltanto saranno utili come sfide per drift, così come stile Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift, ma anche un po' per divertimento, così, anche per gli amici, così. Poi anche perché, essendo che quando c'è stato l'aggiornamento dedicato alle auto giapponesi, misero appunto le feature per creare nell'Event Lab, di creare i parcheggi multispazio, e sicuramente la gente lo ha fatto. Dai, continuiamo col video, se no poi non finiamo più, parlo sempre tutto io.
They help the world feel more rich and authentically car adjacent.
In Horizon 3 non mi ricordavo, però aspetta, ecco qua, ecco qua, vedete quella frame in fondo? Eccola qua. Questa era una lista di desideri. Questa è la lista di desideri di Horizon 3. Era bellissimo provare le auto così.
Adjacent.
Però non mi ricordo che c'è il benzinaio in Australia. Forse perché non era così, non essendo che non si faceva nulla, era soltanto per estetica. Boh.
The final district of Forza Horizon 6's Tokyo City is the downtown area, which contains not only the distinct neon elements of Shibuya and Akihabara, but also a clean and crisp commercial and
Io spero che ci sia un riferimento alla torre 104 di Shibuya, perché cazzarola.
banking area, so even within this single district there will be multiple different aesthetics. It's in the downtown area that Arseta notes you'll also see more in-world Horizon Festival branding presence, inspired by the sorts of banners and signage a real-world city would hang and display in certain ways if it were hosting an event like, say, the Olympic Games. This actually goes further than just helping the Horizon Festival.
Quando vedi questa volta sì, so che ho detto che devo smettere, però devo pur sempre vorrei dire un po' la mia, scusatemi. Quando vidi queste immagini ho detto cazzo, mica che figata il il centro del festival di Horizon. Questo palcoscenico mi ha ricordato un botto uno dei palchi del Coachella, non so perché. O si è ispirato anche all'Ultra Japan, palco dell'Ultra Japan, però boh, mi ricordo un botto palchi così.
Feel like a more authentic
Andiamo.
global event that has in fact descended upon Tokyo City and its surroundings, it also helps the team integrate people into the scenes while still keeping them safe from cars. As the team notes, cars and people don't play nice, and Forza Horizon is not GTA. By having Horizon infrastructure with
Beh, giustamente, perché se mettono, se GTA prendesse licenze e le case produttrici vedono cosa fanno, sanno che per loro sarebbe anche una cattiva pubblicità. Perché per esempio, e poi i giocatori che fanno vedere un Explorer possono anche prendere idee dalla gente. Già la gente è pazza di sé. Potrebbero, non lo so, dicono sempre che quello che succede al di fuori dei videogiochi non è colpa dei videogiochi, è colpa di un problema che sta all'interno delle persone. Perché se poi tutti dicono, i videogiochi fanno male alla gente, no, è un problema alla gente, perché quella persona magari ha qualche problema, ha avuto qualche piccolo problema svago. Così. Poi è una cattiva pubblicità perché se poi vedrebbero che la gente che ha pezzi di auto, di Ferrari, così, o di Lamborghini, andassero via, tipo portiere, fatti il cofano, un alettone, per loro è anche grave. Poi vabbè, a parte i prezzi delle volte non sono un problema per i videogiochi se vogliono avere qualche licenza. Il resto no. Il resto sì è un problema, scusatemi. Ed è per questo che GTA usa sempre delle auto fasulle ispirate a quelle reali. Poi spero sia spiegato bene anche. Spero sia spiegato bene, perché sennò ditemi nei commenti se mi sono spiegato male. Tutto qua.
Within the city, though, Playground can keep people in there and safe from cars, but players can still see a populated city. For the first time in a Forza Horizon game, the team building the world itself has been split into two, one for Tokyo City and one for the remainder of the map.
Yeah, we have a team making our city specifically, and a lot of that is, it's our biggest city.
Cioè, mi immagino che ci sono. Sì, voi lavorate al team, tutto il resto, e voi lavorate a Tokyo. Cioè, quanto cazzo deve essere grossa Tokyo? No, sul serio, hanno detto che 5 volte. Ma io ho paura che sia di più di 5 volte della vecchia mappa, della vecchia città di Horizon 5.
We've ever made. It is 5 times larger than the last city we made in Guanajuato. And then Tokyo, just as a city itself, it's so layered and so detailed, much more than anything we've done in the past.
Tokyo Docs.
To make Tokyo City for Forza Horizon, we really need a dedicated team. It covers everything from roads, buildings, foliage, terrain. Tokyo has all of it, where and almost equal parts in it. It's just such a big biome that it just kind of warranted its own team.
Driving around in Tokyo City, what strikes me is just how immersed I feel in a place. That's true of many of our biomes because of the kind of the way that your lines of sight are constricted, but because it's the city, it feels radically different. I think one of the things that was really
di nuovo.
That excited me when we had the first white box versions of the city that we could drive around in was just how it changed the way I drove around those white box roads. You find yourself doing a lot more technical driving, a lot more hard 90 turns. You're driving a lot in the kind of B and A class of cars, which is quite a different experience to driving around the rest of the world. So when you enter Tokyo City, unless you're just spinning through it on one of the motorway links, your driving experience gears down, and you need to interact with the slightly broader main roads and the quite narrow, because we've got some really narrow alleys through the city. It is a completely different driving experience.
For Arceta, it's his favourite place on the map.
Tokyo City, Shibuya, it's awesome just being there. The team's done an amazing job, and like, yeah, this is our first real, I guess, city that we've ever done, and it feels like it. And that also, I love architecture, so it's easy to kind of just say that's my favorite, but yeah, I would say Tokyo City.
Outside of Tokyo City, Forza Horizon 6's Japan is made up of 5 further biomes: the Japan Alps, the Highlands, low mountains, plains, and the coast. The Alps are the highest point on the map, and they're an area of permanent snow that reminds me a lot of Forza Horizon 3's Blizzard Mountain expansion. The area includes a ski resort with working chairlifts, and an interpretation of the Tateyama Kurobe Alpine route and its towering corridor.
Come confermato nei vecchi trailer, la neve ci sarà tantissimo in Horizon 6, non come in Horizon 5, dato che sì, nella stagione invernale c'era la neve, ma solo vicino al vulcano, e il resto della zona tutto no. È che diciamo ci sta per una zona come Messico, perché è sempre molto più un territorio molto più a temperature aride e calde. Mentre il Giappone ci sta che abbia delle zone molto invernali delle volte, ha delle belle zone invernali.
Yes, you can jump over it, we asked, and the Playground Games team instantly obliged. Tokyo City seems tiny in the distance from the Alps, which seems fabulous for the sense of scale here. The Highlands is the next step down, which Arceta points out took a lot of inspiration from the Venus Line, or Venus Skyline as it's sometimes called, one of the most scenic driving roads in Japan. These rolling hills appear draped in a sea of Suzuki grass. We're also promised cows, but we don't get...
Devono aggiungere la Suzuki qua per forza. Mettete una Sweet Sport, ragazzi, mettete la Sweet Sport, io voglio quella, per favore. E poi la cappuccino.
To spot any today. Next are the low mountains, which Arceta describes as the transitory biome between all places, stitching the map together. This will be the home of toge racing through dense tree corridors and tunnels. He notes that he thinks there'll be more trees in this map than probably a few games combined, with the extra headroom now afforded by not shipping on previous generation consoles. Forza Horizon 6's trees are rendered deep into the distance, which the team states is crucial to achieving the aesthetic of Japan, but couldn't be done before. Finally, there's the coast with its picturesque rock formations and ocean, and the plains, which are portions of rural Japan. We're shown a quaint shrine perched in the middle of a soggy field. In this case, it's loomed over by a stretch of race Shinkansen track, ready for a bullet train to blaze over. The juxtaposition between the traditional and modern worlds is an interesting one. It's important to note, however, that the map itself is not simply broken up into Tokyo City and 5 other zones. This time around, biomes are elevation-based, which Arceta explains is a totally different approach from past games, which typically slice the environment into separate chunks. That is, desert here, rainforest there, and so on.
Yeah, I think it makes this map super unique. Past biomes in past games were quite region locked or separated. I mean, we still have a few regions that exist in certain areas. So we have our Alps up in the north, and then we have our Tokyo City down in the south. But all the biomes that live along with those, yeah, are altitude based. And yeah, it really changes how you experience the map. And we could only do it this way because our map is so vertical, like it's so elevated. And when we're doing our research on Japan, that elevation just, yeah, the biome just changed that way. So it's authentic, and it really, I found that it made you stick to the roads, trying to explore this world because of that verticality.
According to Arceta, blending portions.
Trying to explore this world because of that verticality.
Ecco, per esempio, qua mi sembra che la roba di Discover Japan, cioè sì, dell'esplorazione, perché se vi ricordate, quando hanno spiegato la campagna come si divisa, o puoi essere il classico giocatore che vuole fare le gare così, oppure fare attività secondarie, tipo trasportare cibo, le fotografie così, per scoprire il Giappone. Penso che questo ti dia anche bellissimi obiettivi, tipo scopri il ponte di Bouhashi, che è un ponte lunghissimo, e ti fa aumentare di livello ovviamente. Qua dovrebbero essere forse punti di livello, 25 punti ottieni così per il Japan Discovery, che poi ti aumenti il livello per farti avere il braccialetto anziché partecipando alle gare così. Così puoi anche esplorare, perché l'esplorazione con l'auto dalle classe E fino alle classe R è totalmente libera. Solo l'esplorazione e le attività secondarie. Le gare, che sono le attività più principali, come è sempre stato detto, bisogna sbloccare il braccialetto per sbloccare ogni determinata classe.
According to Arceta, blending portions of the different biomes all over the map also made them more conscious about introducing subtle differences to define areas which otherwise sit under the same biome umbrella.
So we have plains, for an example, and those are dotted around actually all over the map. But it also got us thinking, well, how can we change these plains up in each kind of location? Sure, it's the same biome, but yeah, it just kind of led us to all these kind of micro nuanced changes within biomes. So we have our low mountains, which is almost like the glue that kind of ties all the biomes together. You're either transitioning up to the highlands, or you're going down to the plains, or you're going up to the Alps, but you're always kind of traveling through low mountains. And it was one of the things that we wanted to tackle to just make sure to give each area its own identity. So if you're going up this one toll gate road, it feels different from the one down south of the map.
It's the downhill stretch for the Playground Games team now, and it won't be long until the entire Forza Horizon community is unleashed upon the brand new world the crew has crafted. Arceta can't wait to hear what players from Japan itself think of Forza Horizon 6.
For myself, and I've seen some of this with footage we released, it's when someone from Japan plays the game, it's like, that looks like just down the street from me. You know, I've been here. And I think, even if it's not a landmark, it's just a regular street, and that makes me super happy when people respond that way.
Elliot is in agreement, but would also love to hear that people from outside Japan find it immersive in their own ways.
I would love it if people who would love to go and live a year of their life in Japan vicariously have that experience through the thing that we've made. I still am delighted to find bits of Horizon 4's map, even though I worked so much on that game. Just yesterday, when I was setting up for us to start talking, I found a little farmhouse surrounded by cherry blossom trees on a little raised surface in the middle of some paddies quite close to the stadium. And I was just like, I saw a screenshot of it on someone else's screen. I said, okay, is that concept art? And they said, no, that's a place. I'm like, that is not a place. And they showed it to me. I'm like, wow. So for me, I would say it's the little places where artists have obviously spent time and thought about what they're going to make there. And I can't wait to find all of those and look at all of them.
There's still content to come from IGN on Forza Horizon 6 throughout the rest of March, including a look at the game's new customization options, plus a close-up on seasons. So for more...
Il prossimo video sarà sulle personalizzazioni, che sarà sicuramente uscirà la prossima settimana, tutti e due, sia personalizzazioni che stagioni. Devo vedere quello delle personalizzazioni, così possiamo vedere le modifiche estetiche, più le robe di adesivi che hanno fatto vedere, più qualche nuova auto in più. Ma a proposito di nuove auto, i social di Horizon hanno fatto vedere approfondite altre 4. Non so perché qua su YouTube, nelle shorts di YouTube non ci sono. Però vi faccio vedere questa, che è l'E20N. Se si può fare qualcosa. Dai. Ma proprio... Ma problemi di connessione sul telefono mi dice di no. Adesso vediamo un po'. 20N. Ma gioca. Vabbè, avete visto le 20N. Poi hanno svelato per bene, auto che sapevamo già perché attraverso i trailer, le foto, le immagini, la cura integra Type R. Eccola ai 20, in tutto il suo splendore. Allora, la cura integra Type R non mi ricordavo, la cura Type NSX Type S sì, e la cura integra Type A Speak sì, le hanno mostrate per bene. Classe C, classe S1, poi andiamo a vedere se hanno messo la Honda S2000, sì, ecco qua classe B, NSXR classe B, vabbè c'è anche l'SX, dov'è? Ah, erano entrambe R, ok. Hanno svelato per bene la Honda E, classe D, e sì, la Veloster N e le 30, ah c'è anche le 30N, classe B entrambe, KTM XBGT4 classe S1. Qua vabbè, temi attacco vogliono farlo vedere o quando ci sarà il pacchetto, così. Però quello della Audi R8 che sarà un premio del Forza Playlist, la mia utility si fa sempre più vicina, ecco, perché non l'hanno ancora modificata qua. Io dico che qua vi saluto, ci vediamo al prossimo video. No, mi sono dimenticato di farci tutti per bene. Iscrivetevi al canale, commentate nel video e soprattutto seguitemi sui social, mettete anche un like sul video. Secondo, ditemi cosa ne pensate di queste cose, di queste informazioni in più, approfondimenti su Horizon 6 che sono stati avvenuti, anche sulle mie ipotesi, su quel che dico, ditemi, perché non voglio essere frainteso, tutto qua. E ci vediamo al prossimo video. Bella raga.